Faber Piano Adventures, Level 3B, pages 4 and 5. The song is called Rage Over the Lost Penny by Ludwig van Beethoven. This is a review piece. In this piece we're reviewing cut time. The time signature is located after the treble clef and the key signature on the staff on your page. So there's a little C there with a line through it. What that means is instead of us playing in 4/4 time like we're used to, we're playing in 2/2 time. We've cut those numbers in half. Now the half note is worth 1 now, and it used to be worth 2. The quarter note is worth a half a beat, it used to be worth 1. And the eighth notes are worth a quarter of a beat, those used to be worth a half. So everything's cut in half, their values are now, they're supposed to be played faster. Okay, let's find the position. I'll play the piece and then we'll talk about the details at the end. Right hand, here's middle C. We're going to move all the way up here to B. Put our one finger there. Our 2 will be on actually D. And we're going to be moving up the piano with the fingering here and jumping around a lot. So as you can see what my hand's doing right now, I'm actually doing the fingering. You can see what my hand's doing. I'm jumping around the piano a lot. So there's a lot of fingering changes in this. The left hand is going to be starting on middle G. So here's C, G, okay, G, A, B, C, D. And we're just playing chords. So the left hand's actually kind of simple in this piece. Let's take a listen to Rage Over the Lost Penny. Okay, now let's talk about all the movements in the right hand, because that's really what we need to focus on in this piece. So coming back up here to B, remember there's middle C, B. Your second finger should be on D, and we're going to be playing B, and as we hit D, we're going to jump off it and shift our one finger there. Now our third finger should be on G, hit that twice, then we hit our fifth, now we have to jump up to D up here. So as you can see, I'm kind of climbing up the piano. And you'll notice when I make my jumps, I don't slide over quickly like this. What I do is I hit, and as I bounce off, my hand comes up and I land. Now watch my fifth finger. I'm going to kick off and land on D. Okay? Now this is the second bar. Same. Starting over. Notice there I jumped down into a new position. Now this is the second part of it. This is the 9th measure on page 5. I'm going to move my fifth finger to B, and don't forget in this piece we have to sharp F. So watch as I play this right hand. You see how my pointer finger is already on F sharp? I'm going to jump again. See, I changed fingers again there. And I'm jumping back down. And now the last part of the piece is just repeating of what we did in the beginning. So one thing about that, I want to go back to the top of page 5. I'm in that position again. I've got my finger on the F sharp. When you're playing this, watch what happens with my hand. I'm going to use this pinky to get my second finger into position. Watch this. I'm going to bounce off, land my 2 there, and then my fifth finger will naturally go on E. Now I have to move my fourth finger to where my pinky is, so I just slide over like that. And I'm going to use my thumb to move my hand back into position with my pinky. And then we're going to repeat that. Bounce, move my second finger to where my pinky was. And my fourth finger is already in position for the last sequence. So know where your fingers are in relationship to which one you want to get there. And if you feel that, as you're jumping, you're just trying to switch positions. Okay, that'll make your jumps cleaner and more accurate. Now the left hand is pretty simple. We're just playing chords here. We're just staccato, right? And then just switching to a different chord. And then on the second page, we actually have a different position. We're not in this G position. We slide down to an E position. So we actually go 2 down and start playing this E chord. And then we switch to this chord, which was very much, it's the same actual structure as the beginning, okay? There is the final chord on measure, let's see here, 16 of page 5. Remember how we find measures? We look at the box with the number. So the third bar down, final measure, it switches to this D chord, and there's an F sharp there, so watch out for that, okay? And then, you know, the final 2 bars in this piece are just repeating. So if you got them in the beginning of the piece, you already know them at the end of the piece. So the piece really is only 5 bars long. Okay, so now you know what it sounds like, you know how to do the fingering changes. Try to do the dynamics though, you know, try to actually, when you're playing, to play the staccato, 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 and then over here maybe legato. Okay, and then bounce off that last one. Look at all the dynamics, okay? Watch for the slurs to play legato or smoothly, and then watch for those dots to play staccato. And then there's some accent marks and crescendos and stuff too. Okay, hopefully that gives you enough information, and that concludes Rage Over the Lost Penny.